Manipulation isn't bad. It's a technique that people use. It's a tool. What makes it bad or good is the end goal. What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to destroy somebody's life? Are you trying to help them in some way? Children use it to get attention of their parents. So let's say if a guy likes a girl very much, he uses manipulation. The end goal is to get married. And then he lives happily after, she lives happily after. Was it bad that he used the techniques he knows about to get the woman he desires? I don't know, you tell me. With that being said, we're gonna dive into the top 10 ways men manipulate women. The first one is the most common one, and the last one gonna be the trickiest one, but the one that works the bestest in majority of cases. Number one is lies, and this is the most common one. I think all of us fall for it at some point, and it's nice to hear things that you want to and they know it and they're not gonna follow through. They don't mean it, they just say it to get things out of you, so be careful. I think you need to take your time and see if people proving it with their action, because men can always say things as girls love to listen and sometimes believe in. Number two, exaggerating. Instead of taking responsibility for certain things or having a good, clear communication, you might come up to a guy and be like, I wish you would spend more time with me. You're playing video games so much. And he goes like, oh, let me just delete all those. He exaggerates in things. He's being too dramatic instead of just saying, oh, okay, you want to spend more time together? Good. How about this and that? So these little things they use in day-to-day communication with you, you need to be very careful with and pay attention to this a lot. Number three is gaslighting, is when they mess with your sense of reality. So they will say things, oh, I've never said this before. Oh no, this never happened. You might be tripping. It can be and physical and verbal. By physical, I mean they might even replace certain things around the house to make you seem like a real loca at times. But in majority of cases, it's going to be the verbal one, is when they don't want to take the guilt and instead they're gonna say that you're the insane one and they're totally fine. Number four is love bombing, and this is very common. As we discovered on a stream, it's common not only for women but for men as well. But usually men pursue women and they try to show you that they want to stay, that they want to be there for you. And in the very beginning stages, they show off way too much. Sometimes I think it can be very genuine and because they truly like you and cannot wait to be with you, and they try to have your attention, and that's the way they choose it. Love bombing is when they message you way too much, they want to be on the phone constantly, they require lots of time of yours, they want to see you often, and it seems like, oh, this guy is genuinely interested. It all might be fake. They might buy things for you, plan the trips, even buy tickets to go to trips and maybe sometimes go there. But then at certain point, they just gonna drop out. We should be careful with labeling love bombing because sometimes it is genuine and then at the end they just realize you're not what they want, but they're gonna have a clear communication. Number five is financial control. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's bad. I don't know what you're saying. Yes, it is. Okay, so when they earn more, you might take a role of stay-at-home girlfriend or stay-at-home wife, whatever it is. They will have this power over you financially and always gonna refer to it. It's up to you if you like it or not, because not gonna point fingers. There are some people that like it and wouldn't mind it at all. Number six is guilting, but I wanna combine it with playing the victim and playing on your empathy, as well as telling you deep stories about their upbringing or their life to build this sympathy towards them, because then you will justify certain actions with the way they've been growing up, with things that happening around them. Please remember that your boundaries are very important, and these guys cannot blame surroundings or anything that happened to them to misbehave in relationship or to make you feel worse. I think that person that really likes you and want to be around you, he will protect you and make sure that you live your happy life. With playing the victim, it feels like a person couldn't take responsibility for anything, and it should be unattractive, so girls, once again, don't fall for it. Number 7 is environment control. So they're gonna control who you hang out with, who you speak with, because they're gonna do lots of BS and they don't want anyone else to tell you the truth about them and how cray they are at times and what they do is not okay. Controlling freaks are me not getting interested in this. I'm not gonna lie, I have a feeling that also majority of men wanna have some control over things. It's a leading position of a guy, but it shouldn't be so you feel worse or they're the insane ones and bringing you down. I combine quite a bit for the 8th one. Manipulation through gifts and favors, giving you the conditional support. So anything they do for you, they will use it against you at the end. So, oh, but I've done this and that, but I bought you this and that, and you treat me this way. So anything they do is to be the good guy in your eyes, and you will know for sure, because people who buy you things, they're not going to come at the end and tell you and rub it in your face. It's their decision to buy it in the first place. It's their decision to do these things. So it's just very mature to then mention it ever, because nobody forced them to do this. Keep that in mind. Number 9 is emotional manipulation. That can happen through threatening, blackmailing, intimidation, hot and cold behavior, and undermining confidence. All of these little things play on your emotions harshly. The confidence one is where the guy would constantly give you compliments, either backhanded or sometimes just pick on your looks so that you might feel worse about yourself and then be like, oh, well, maybe I'm not good enough, and you seek for his validation, and then you're gonna feel worthless, your self-esteem drops. People that are good for you will make you feel better. Hot and cold behavior is very addicting, and it plays on your emotions where everything goes smoothly and everything is good, but then suddenly, out of nowhere, it all disappears and you want it back again. And when it's back to you because he replied, I don't know, he found time, he's back, now you're more excited. You want him even more right now. It should be unattractive. You should be very concerned with this behavior and maybe step back when it happens, communicate it through and be saying things like, hey, I like consistent communication. I prefer people that are persistent. And the trickiest one, number 10, is sexual manipulation, because us women get connected to a guy when we have sex and it bonds us due to their hormone release. They know it and some of them will use it against us. So you do you, but maybe wait a little bit and do discover things about the person you're with. Observe, take your time before you jump into bed with him, because you never know what their end goal is. Be careful with thinking that men are built the same way in that matter. They are not bonding with us through sex. So if you are jumping in bed with him just because you think he's gonna find you more attractive after, that's the rookie mistake. Please never do that. Only do that if you are totally fine with anything that might happen after. If you really want it, then I think you should live with your feelings and go for it, but it should never be, oh, if I sleep with him, then he's gonna like me more. If I sleep with him, this and that. No, we bond with them through it. They don't. To sum up, you really need to pay attention how you feel around the person, and no, I don't think that you are overthinking. Maybe you should listen to your intuition. Remember that your feelings are valid. I want you to notice some patterns and have a closer look to the behaviors and the actions of a person you are with. Maybe learn more about manipulation to be aware of things and tricks people can pull on you. I would say listen to your gut in a way of it to be an alert. So you still use your brain to rationalize everything, to come up with the best solution in any occasion. But if you see clear signs that somebody is draining you, you always feel anxious, withdraw yourself. You have too many problems, but this man shouldn't be the one. I personally feel like men give us protection, safety. They're not supposed to drain us and make us feel worse about ourselves. We're supposed to be good towards each other, and if that's not what's happening, think about it. Can guys use this video against us? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again on my streams. Thank you for inspiring me to make these videos and having talks with me daily, giving me ideas and some solutions. Adore you. See you. Does my head look like an egg with this hairstyle?